in recent year, it has been for the pandemic, where we have sent des appels à tous, call for everybody to.
I really do hate to be rude, madam, but we're now 3 minutes into my 6 minutes, and I haven't had an answer yet. So I'm just wondering, has it been done, and how many times?
It's not a practice. It's not a practice that is happening in the department.
So it hasn't happened any times then?
Nope.
Okay, so that hasn't happened. There has been no political staff have never circulated a job offer from Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, or Google since the minister took office as the Minister of Heritage.
I wouldn't know about political staff, but from public servants, this is not a practice that has been happening.
Okay, thank you. And the next question I'd ask too is, when you learned, and this is for the minister, of course, when you learned that your executive director had agreed to share a job offer from Facebook, did you investigate whether this practice violates the Values and Ethics Code for the public sector? And if you did, what were the conclusions of that, please?
I did ask the department to look into the matter, and then can give you. Obviously, this is it's not a political staff, so since someone from the ministry, I turned to the deputy minister for answers on that, and then you could provide the member with the response that you gave me on that.
I reviewed the facts associated with that email as a first step, and I can assure the committee that we came to the conclusion that sharing publicly available information is not a reprehensible act. I would also add that we are taking at heart issues regarding values and ethics. We have a very solid framework of prevention and follow-up on those matters. And I am very confident that my staff are meeting the highest standard with respect to conflict of interest and values and ethics.
Madame Laurendio, could you clarify too then, in terms of your conclusions, I guess, from that, have you advised the staff to not share these sorts of postings in the future?
My conclusion was that sharing publicly available information is not a reprehensible act. So while I had conversation with staff, there was nothing that needed to be addressed specifically with respect to that information.
So not reprehensible, but perhaps not advisable, I would argue. The next question. Go ahead.
So she just told you that it doesn't violate any code of ethics from or best practices from the government. So I think that you can't. From that, you can't say, "Oh well, it may not be advisable." So, does that violate any code of ethics or
I think you could understand.
The answer is no. How many times did it happen in the last year? Once. That particular instances. I take issue with the fact that we would question the ethical value of our civil service in Canada based on something that's simply not there, and that we would